This week saw another court decision that reminded the administration that when it comes to immigration, you can't just do whatever it is you want to do without following the rules. It was actually two cases decided together in the District of Columbia, the NAACP versus Trump and the trustees of Princeton University versus Trump. There was a 60-page decision issued by Judge Bates of the District of Columbia, and we read the whole thing so that you don't have to. And we're going to tell you why it's important and what you need to know about this when it comes to DACA. Now, you might remember that when DACA was ended last September, the actual way that it was done was that the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, sent a letter to the acting head of the Department of Homeland Security saying, I want you to end DACA because it appears to be unlawful, and if we have to go to court on it, then we're going to run risk of losing, and it's going to be chaotic. So since that was the reason that the administration gave for ending DACA, not that it was a political decision, but that it was a legal decision, then Judge Bates said, that's what I have to look at. I've got to look at what that decision was and how it was made and judge whether it was made fairly under the law. Now, it really comes down to something that's called the Administrative Procedures Act, which, truthfully speaking, is about as boring as it sounds. But what it is the law that says what rules government agencies have to follow in doing things that are entrusted to their discretion. So in other words, if an agency like Homeland Security has the power to do certain things, what are the rules they have to follow to do something, and what are the rules they have to follow to end something? That's really what the Administrative Procedures Act is all about. Now, to kind of cut to the last chapter of it, Judge Bates decided that the DACA program would be reinstated completely, but put that order on hold for 90 days. And here's why he did that. When he looked at what the administration did, he said, all right, you say that the law says that you have to end DACA. So what was your analysis? What was your proof? What was your homework? What kind of background did you do to come to that decision? And he essentially said, look, a one-page letter from the Attorney General that doesn't really cite the law, that kind of draws an analogy to another case that doesn't really hold, that doesn't show that he's looked at everything that the Justice Department has prepared on this, that just doesn't cut it. That's not enough. He said, I can't tell from this whether the administration's argument that it's illegal is really going to get them anywhere. Nor, he said, can I tell whether they really had a risk of litigation because they say they did, but they don't really back it up. So what they need to do, the judge said, is I'll give you 90 days. Government, if in 90 days you can give me a full written memo that shows that you were in fact legally required to end DACA, then so be it. But if you can't, then DACA is going to go fully back into effect, because otherwise it's not fair to the hundreds of thousands of people who were relying on this rule for you to end it if you don't end it properly. And if you think about it, it really makes sense, because what the judge is saying is, look, administration, there are laws that have to be followed. Just because you're in charge doesn't mean you can do anything you want to do. You can't fly by the seat of your pants, and you can't just make it up as you go along. If you want to do that as a matter of politics, if you want to make a political decision that there should be no more DACA, then do that and let the voters decide whether or not that was the right thing to do. But if you're going to go on record and say, we're ending DACA because it's illegal, you better be prepared to back it up. And so far you haven't, and the tone of the decision indicates Judge Bates is probably not really sure that they can back it up. So the next 90 days will tell. There have been DACA decisions all around the country so far, and really this issue is probably going to end up in the Supreme Court. But in the short term, what you need to know is this. At this very moment, there are no brand new DACA applications being accepted. And people who have DACA can't get advanced parole. Because even though Judge Bates said this all has to go back into effect, remember, he said he's putting it on hold for 90 days. People can still renew their DACA if they have it now, but that's because of other court decisions, not this. So we'll all wait 90 days. The government will surely file something. Whether or not it will be sufficient, we'll find out. But I think we can bet it's going to be something better than a one-page letter from the Attorney General, which really got them into this mess in the first place. If you're interested in this issue, if you're interested in how immigration law actually works in the United States, if you're interested in how the system affects people, and if you're interested in how it may affect you or anybody you know or care about, then please keep watching our videos, because we bring you these explanations whenever something significant happens. And if you want to get in touch with us directly and find out whether or not we can help you with a problem, then please call us at area code 423-402-0608, or find us online on our webpage at www.lesterlaw.org. If you follow us on Facebook or sign up for our YouTube channel, you'll get these videos automatically as soon as they come out. So until next time, stay safe, stay strong. We'll see you soon.